brothers, welcome back to Territorial IO. We are starting off today here in a 36-player free-for-all battle. Full sitting against humans is not allowed, so we have picked a nice little spot for ourselves in Russia. With a less populated world map, I feel like we can push out here and be fine. There's nobody going to the east of us right now, so we do have a pretty big advantage. There's two people who go in that peninsula that are going to be very easily trapped, having to fight each other off. I don't know why they both went there. That's not necessarily a good spot. But we're going to go kind of into a little bit more of an aggressive opening here, as we really don't have too much to worry about in terms of neighbors. We have RJV over to the right of us, but he's immediately attacking a bot, which is a good sign for us that we're going to get nice and big and not have to worry about a very big neighbor to the left of us, at least directly, if he stands at all. Now, I'm very interested to see what happens with those two guys who went over into the peninsula, but we'll find them here shortly, as now we need to enter into our infinite growth phase. Get as big as possible. We do get the crown off of this, and we still have a little bit more room to grow, so things are looking rather well for us. And I only see one player over there. It's the player with the white color. That is not too much of a concern for us, so he's gonna have to fight his way out through a lot of bots for not that much land. So we'll go ahead and just take the advantage where we can. I would love to push over to RJV, as he is also getting attacked by Leosberg. Honestly, I don't need that land, but I kind of want to have it just in case. We are kind of suffering from too many choices here, just a lot of great ones. There's no real bad ones. We just have such a strong position to start with that any move we make is a good one. So we will just continue to keep pushing out as best we can, just kind of trying to make sure that we have a good opportunity. We will go into the Mongol Empire as well, just to limit local Krispy Kreme's ability to push up. I want to be able to save the player in the peninsula for myself for later. So we do get that done. We'll take that truce down there, and then just kind of hold the line here. We do have the crown, so we don't need to make an enemy of ourselves. We are getting attacked by Math King. Okay. In this position, you just kind of hold the line. We'll try and secure a truce with Krispy Kreme, just to make sure that nobody else joins in on this. And there we go. We have alliance with Krispy Kreme, so we are officially safe. Math King has stopped attacking us, which is good. So now we can just kind of save up here and building up our troops. I do see the local Krispy Kreme is... I missed that boat. I wish I'd been paying a little bit more attention. I was not looking for it. That boat was definitely there. So we're going to miss out on a ton of land, but I am going to try and push for as much as I can possibly get. Unfortunately, sacrificing a good amount to the local Krispy Kreme. But he is definitely a target for me, much more than Math King. I'd much prefer to get this guy out of here, and I bet Leosberg is going to want to agree with me on that. Let's say, hey, do you want to go into this? And let's just say, let's do it right now. What do you think? He's in. Okay, cool. Then we'll just keep attacking. He even gives us a thumbs up. That's great news. So we'll just give some attacks over here, being aware that Math King is not our friend and is a little bit stronger than us in terms of overall troops, but we still have the big pixel advantage over him. He's not even in the top 10. We're third overall. We're starting to fall off the board a little bit, as we do have to fight a relatively strong player. Leosberg has stopped attacking. That is a little bit interesting. I'm a little bit worried about Math King giving me a big attack, so maybe I will kind of slow my roll here a little bit myself. Getting up to my red interest, I think, will be the play. In terms of overall troop count, I'm feeling decent, but there's no need for me to sacrifice all my troops taking out Krispy Kreme when Leosberg is kind of distracted elsewhere. He looks like he was boating down into Australia. I'm not that concerned with it right now. I just want to keep an eye on the borders that we have currently, make sure that Math King is not doing anything. Local Krispy Kreme is a little bit low on troops compared to us, because we did knock him down a little bit early. Leosberg is going into Kyrgyzstan. Okay, there's the crown in Africa. That is good to know. So in this position, I think we just continue to keep pushing into Krispy Kreme. Math King has California on his borders. I imagine that that's going to be a little bit of a deterrent. California could potentially go into Kyrgyzstan as well. So we will just continue to keep pushing into Krispy Kreme, as we have a decent advantage on troops and pixels, and we are at our red interest, or at least decently close to it. So we will just continue our push here. I would love to get as much land as possible off of this, just positioning myself in a little bit better way. Leosberg is kind of giving the question of what do I do here. Hopefully that answer is not attack me, as he has been saving up his troops a little bit, and this would probably be the time to betray me if he was going to. So we will just kind of stay the course and hope for the best. You know, we're not going to stop our attacks by any means and let Krispy Kreme build up any stronger than he already is. Hopefully Leosberg comes back and helps us finish this guy off. And as soon as we have this guy finished off, we'll go back into Math King. I think that is our good plan. Leosberg has stopped attacking Kyrgyzstan. I'm not sure where he is. Oh, he's down in the he's in Indonesia. Okay. Well, we'll just keep ignoring that and just grabbing the little bit of land down here. He's fighting someone he's almost defeated for Australia in the Pacific. So we will just continue fighting against Krispy Kreme. Kyrgyzstan takes his revenge on Leosburg. I think he got way too ambitious with the amount of land that he could take. He almost had Australia, but Kyrgyzstan has now come back into power and is remembering the attacks. I think if he had left that, he would be in a very strong position. But now we're able to grab this land off Krispy Kreme. California is getting attacked by Kyrgyzstan as well. Kyrgyzstan is a little bit divided, which is interesting considering that he is sitting right next to a very strong crown. I don't imagine that alliance is going to last forever. So we'll just do our best to finish up Kyrgyzstan or Krispy Kreme. As Leosburg has finally started to come in, recognizing that this guy's about to die. That is good for us. We're actually going to push here. I do want to get this land before Math King starts to fall. Kyrgyzstan looks like he's going to push into that next. And we do need to build up our troops a little bit before that happens. Here comes Joe, we'll call him, pushing into Math King. So we'll go ahead and do that as well. We'll see if we can cut off Leosburg and do that. So we have now become decently strong on ourselves. There's a very strong player in America, which will be good for helping us take out the crown. But that might distract the crown as he is in Europe. Let's go ahead and take out Leosburg. I hate to do this to you, buddy. We'll take that truce. But we do need a lot more land if we're going to win this. We are in 4th place out of 11. And we are very much the smaller of the major powers here. So we need to make a move on. Leosburg threatens to boom, but there is no boom in this one. So I'm not concerned with that at all. That's not a threat. I do apologize for having to betray you, but I hope you can understand in the positioning that we have that there really wasn't another option. Now, unfortunately, I will go ahead and reap the benefits of Leo's work in Australia and just go ahead and clean this all up for myself, getting myself into a decent position. It's a lot closer 4th place than we were before. We might get into 3rd place after we take Australia if we can get there first. I am worried about the boats coming in, potentially from Antarctica, but we do manage to get no boats there. Okay, good. Well, now after that, we have an interesting decision where the INA player in North America has the crown. Not by a lot. Joe is also there. Kyrgyzstan is also there. Let's see how big we can get. We could potentially help attack Joe and keep allied with Kyrgyzstan. Or we could betray Kyrgyzstan. We are stronger than Kyrgyzstan. Keep that in mind. Decently stronger than him. We might go into 1st place here. Wow. Okay, I didn't realize it was that close. Yeah, we are in 1st place. Okay. I could vote into Joe. I'm just worried about INA over here. Let's try and get a truce with him. We don't need to vote into Joe. We don't need another border with a player. Right now, we only have a border with one player, and that's Kyrgyzstan. So let's go ahead and just push our advantage here into Kyrgyzstan as he has been attacking Laporian. And that guy does give us the truce there. Wonderful. So now we can give a lot of attacks and gain a ton of land before we have to worry about borders on any other player. Hopefully Joe will kind of be an ally to us. Laporium is going after U.S. Army. I imagine Joe's going to get involved in that as well. So we will just take out the one person that we have to worry about. Kyrgyzstan is offering a boom. Oh, we'll take that truce. Again, no booms in this one. Nothing to worry about on that front. So we will just slowly but surely start gaining land. Now, we are not going to be able to outpace the INA players' ability to get land in South America, as that guy only has about 2 million troops left, U.S. Army. So we do have to fight against Kyrgyzstan, who's sending a number of boats. That is perfectly fine. If you want to counterattack me, I completely understand. But with nobody else to help him out in this battle, it's only a matter of time before we win it. Now, next will be the question of how do we fight Lemporium without having really good borders on him. We might have to boat up north, but I really want to keep my focus in on Kyrgyzstan. Hopefully Joe kind of recognizes what's going on and helps attack. I do see that Lemporium does have a little bit of land in the Iberian Peninsula. That's interesting. I wonder what his next move is going to be. He could just sit back and let the world kind of tear itself apart. Maybe let Joe be the middle guy and then me and him attack Joe and he just wins. That's a possibility. I'm not going to let that happen, though. I will boat around the northern islands to attack Lemporium if necessary. But we do have a truce with Joe. Joe finally gets involved in Kyrgyzstan, which looks like he is potentially going to cut us off. But here comes the Lemporium. Oh, I don't think that was the right move. Down goes Kyrgyzstan. And here comes the interesting next move. As we might get the crown. We do get the crown. Okay. But Lemporium immediately attacks us. Okay. Well, if Joe gets involved in this, let's try and get him involved. Then we have a good shot of winning the game. But the borders here are going to be very funky. Let's give an attack just to see if we can spur Joe on to attacking. No movement yet. He's saying, hey, I'm struggling. I'm looking for peace. But brother, charge. Peace is not an option. This man's attacking me. We're not gonna be able to piece out of this one. And he does. He boats into the Iberian Peninsula. Oh, that's so huge for us. And he gives a massive attack in there. We get the crown back, and he's boating into South America. Ah, I see his game. It's very smart. He is letting me do a lot of the heavy lifting. He is leaving a little bit of land for me in Europe to get through, with the idea being that he's going to get all of the New World. There's nothing I can do about that. And I'm just kind of weakening him up. But here's my strategy. I'm going to kick this man off of Europe, and then we'll kind of reassess. Joe has not betrayed us, but that is also a possibility in this situation. Now, if that happens, we just keep attacking Lemporium, get him off. Let's see if we can boat over. How close? Maybe we stop attacking until we can boat over. That might be a good move, although I do want to get rid of his properties in the United Kingdom. We save. We just kind of wait. We're not getting attacked by Lemporium. Joe's not attacking us. Yeah, we just go into the United Kingdom right now. I don't know why we waited on that. I was just kind of wanting to see what was going to happen. Well, let's quickly kick this guy off of here. And now he's going to have to boat all the way back if he wants to attack us again. And Joe is sending a boat into North America as well. So we are going to just forget about that and just attack Joe. We have really solidified our borders here. Let's just cancel that boat. We don't need to have two enemies. We've limited our enemies to one. So that's going to be just Joe. I hate to do this to you, brother, but this is how I win the game. So we will just take out Joe very slowly but surely, watching our borders for boats, making sure that nothing happens. If Lemporium wants to go into Antarctica, I'm not that concerned. If I can take over Africa and Europe, and well, including my properties in Asia, I win the game. So Lemporium is helping me attack Joe, which is an interesting move on that part. Joe is giving the what I'm thinking emoji, but hey, sorry, brother. Again, this is kind of how I win the game. He's asking for peace. I'm so sorry. It can't work like that. Not with Lemporium there, who's already shown a lot of hostility. So we will just continue to keep attacking Joe. Joe does give a counterattack there. Not the most concerned with it. I just need to get keep my troops up high and start working my way through. And this should be the end of Joe. I don't see any boats coming over from America. I'm a pretty hard target to get for Lemporium without, oh, speak of the devil. Imagine getting an island here, but that wasn't an island, it was a peninsula. But we were able to kick him off very quickly. So we'll just keep an eye out for his boats that are coming from that way. And I do see another two coming. So we'll get another attack in here and then just wait till this comes. So we'll just wait for this to land and immediately kick him off. Okay, there we go. And he's going to this island. So we'll go ahead and boat that. And then just keep pushing into Joe. Joe's down to 1 million troops. So that is going to be the end of him, as we gained all of Africa and Europe, which I said was going to be the key to our victory. We have 57% of the land. So that is going to be the end of this guy, as we did boat down into Antarctica ourselves. Surprise. So we will just continue to attack this guy. And from this point on, we'll go ahead and speed through the rest of this game. But GG's to all involved, and we'll go on to the next one. All right, next game up is going to be a little island action here. We're in an 11-player free-for-all battle. Full sending against humans is allowed. We've picked a spot for ourselves kind of in the middle, which is perfect. We have a great opening situation over on the right side of the map. Nobody's really coming that close to us, which is good. We do have a good shot of getting a big chunk of land, so I'm going to try and go north and south as soon as possible, and then see how much I can cut over into the west. That's, the plan. We'll see how much it comes into fruition, but we do, again, have a great opening spot. We can really take our time with our opening. We don't need to rush anything, and we're going to be very much able to snowball ahead of everybody else who has to fight with a lot of bots for more land. So even after this third one, we are not done. So let's go ahead and send another one, which is not something I would advise on any other map but this one, but it's free land. So let's go ahead and grab it and start pushing out. Again, wanting to push out to the west as much as possible. We'll leave the bots to the east. I do also want to go north and south where the opportunities arise. And as soon as we do that, we have the Timur Empire, who is going to be our nearest enemy that we're going to have to fight. He is very much weaker than us. Well, about half our troops when he has him. He's attacking way too much, so we can go ahead and cut north and south. South is going to be the big priority. I see him cutting south himself right now. So we do need to make this a huge priority to get down there in the north as well, to protect ourselves from Android user or protect our land from him. And we have managed to secure our southern border, so that is good. Now we can just focus on the east, making sure to pick our targets. No need to open ourselves up just to get a little bit more land in the bot phase. And there we go. We have secured our land. We still have the crown. We still have a ton of land to get behind us, so we will do that. As everybody else seems to be a little bit distracted, Android user is going into Among Us. Timur is asking for a peace, but only has a little bit of land. He's got some more bots to get himself. We'll get the rest of this here, and then we save. We don't need to push anymore. We have a tremendous advantage. I do see the bots down there. but I don't want to boat in there. I don't need to have more borders with anybody else. I have 2 weak neighbors, and that's it. So let's take this time to build up and try and maximize our borders to the best of our advantage. Timur's going into this guy. I'm sorry if I'm saying that one wrong. But he's going to use, so that is going to be very interesting as he cuts off the green player and Ukraine from expanding any further, which means he's probably a natural target for the 2 of those guys, which is good for me because I can get a ton of land without having to do a lot of work. So I just continue to keep building up here. I do have an advantage, but not a large one. What I really want to avoid is having borders on both Ukraine and the green player at once, who is attacking Android user. That is a good opportunity for us, except for it does give us borders on war, which is a little bit on the scary side. Oh, and you're going into Timur as well. Okay, we'll go ahead and grab the little bit of land that we need off this guy just to keep our advantage up. We don't have to worry about Ukraine, but we do have to worry about war. War is a very scary person. We are opening ourselves up for a gang up opportunity. Second place is Ukraine. Again, don't have borders on him, but we have to watch out for the boat. Ooh, and you go into war. I go into war. Let's do this together. Yeah. We can be friends. Let's do this. Yep, truce. And we'll just war full sense. There we go. So we get a ton more land, and now we're going to be very unstoppable. And will you cut me off from this green player? That's going to be a very interesting thing if that happens. I wouldn't mind that at all. Give me more time to build up. And in fact, that's exactly what happened. So now we have even more time to build up. No boats coming from Ukraine. So we can get up to our red interest before we have to make another move. Things are looking great. I don't know if I need a truce with you. Let's get this bot out of here, though. Okay, so we are at red interest, which means we can begin our assault. We'll take that truce since you are getting attacked by Ukraine, and we'll start pushing into this guy right now. Ooh, you have full scent. Okay, let's get over there, grab that little bit of extra land for ourselves, and just keep up the pressure on this guy. At this point, I'm pretty convinced we have this in the bag. We almost have 50% of the land. By the end of the attack on the blue player, we should be able to get it all. And there we go, 50% of the land, so we're going to be pretty unstoppable to beat. We do have almost our red interest, and there we go. We are at red interest here, so we will just continuously knock down this guy as well. Ukraine is also joined in on that, but I have no truce on Ukraine. Never asked for one. So, he full sends us. Cool. We will attack him, and then we will be attacking Ukraine, which will take a little bit of time. So we're going to go ahead and speed through the rest of this. But as we do start to wrap things up, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made this fun episode. If you have made this fun episode, hey, give it a thumbs up. Really helps out a lot. If you're new around here, subscribe for more. I put videos every day. But boys, I will see you in the next one.